I just want to talk to some people today about homeless people, right? Whenever you see a homeless person on the street, don't just assume they're drug addicts. Everybody's not on drugs. If you have anything for somebody in the streets, be it money, be it clothing, be it shelter, give it to them. You pray over it and bless that person. Because you could meet a homeless person that just wants food to eat, that just had it bad. Somebody might have just came out of prison and they can't find work and they just decided to stay in the street and beg people for their next meal until they're able to get on their feet. So whenever you see a homeless person, don't just assume they're drug addicts. Help them out if you can. And even with those that are on drugs, you can still do something for them. You can buy them food to eat. Nobody is ever not hungry. Give them food, give them a word of encouragement, assure them, tell them that they can come out, right? Talk to people. Sometimes people feel rejected, alone, neglected, and you can speak life into them. A lot of people that are dealing with depression right now, all they need is somebody to tell them it's okay. Everything will be okay. Sometimes everything will be okay is better than ignoring somebody. Some people don't even have the energy to go on. Just somebody smiling at them make them feel like somebody. When you've been rejected for so long, it's very hard to accept anything from anybody. How would you feel if you get out of jail, right? And you went to jail because you got a felony. And then you come out of jail, you can't find work. And once you leave the prison, they put you in a halfway house. And after you get out of the halfway house, your family and friends don't want you to live with them for free. And you ain't got no job to be paying half of the rent. So you resort to the streets. And then you asking people for some change or whatnot. And somebody open their mouth and say, go get a job, man. Yeah, that's a different blow because it's not like you're not trying. It's not that you're not willing. It's just because you have a felony. And not everybody got a felony because they got a charge or a drug charge. Some people just got a, and not everybody that went to jail have a drug charge. Some people were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some people were just driving with friends that had the wrong things on them. Some people just got angry and hit somebody because they couldn't control their temperament. They blacked out. Some people did not premeditate certain things, it just happened and landed them in that position, right? And then that person ends up on the streets and you you tell them to go get a job. And all they asked you was for $1 to buy food or 10. If you can't help people, don't look down on them. Don't talk crazy to them because you don't know what they had to deal with. You don't know why they're there. So every homeless person is not on drugs and every person in the street is not a bum. Some people lost their job, okay? So not every homeless person on the street is actually lazy. Some people are there because they lost their job. And some people are there because their car got repossessed. They don't have the means to get to work and they have kids. And some people don't have babysitters, so they're not able to do certain things. You never know what someone else's situation is. So be careful when you tell people that are homeless on the streets to get a job because some people actually want a job but they don't have transportation to get there. Some people have transportation to get to the job but they cannot get it because they have felony. Some people have lost their house and they're seeping into depression and nobody knows. Everybody want to applaud them on the public side, but they don't know that these people are actually depressed in spirit. And when you're depressed, And you know when somebody is depressed, right? Depression can come in different shapes, sizes, and all forms. But many people cannot function when they're depressed. There's people who still get things done, but they're not mentally sane, right? Many people are dealing with different traumas in their spirit. So you can just look at people and say certain things. It just like literally is very important that you're careful how you speak to these people in the street. You could have been the last person that person was counting on. That person was planning to take their life, but a little kindness from you would have kept them. Okay? Somebody's out there suicidal because you told them to go get a job and they've tried everything to get a job. They can't. So you gotta be careful how you talk to people. You don't know what space they're in. You don't know if they're depressed. You don't know if they're tired. You don't know if they're dealing with spiritual warfare. You don't know if they're drained. You don't know if they're having marriage. You don't know if they're dealing with marital issues. They're at the verge of divorce. You don't know any of that. So be very careful how you speak to people, especially when you don't have the insight and spirit to discern on where they are spiritually, right? So, um, I was watching a live today. I'm not going to speak on it, but somebody said to a woman, "You haven't wore your engagement ring, I mean, your wedding ring. I hope you're not getting a divorce." And that hit me in my spirit, because it was not their place to say. It was not their place to say. They had no business saying it. And be careful how you talk to people. You don't know what space they're in. And you don't know what's leading them in that position that they're in life. So just tread lightly, please. So a lot of reason can put people in compromising positions, right? Where they're in the streets, they're mentally losing it. Some people are having issues, psychosis, strange things are happening to people. I would just advise people to be careful how they speak to people in all walks of life. If you cannot provide a solution for somebody's problem, do not criticize them on public platforms, in public places, in public spaces, okay? If you can't help them, don't criticize them, okay? If you can't help somebody, do not criticize them. And do not criticize things you don't understand, all right? So just be mindful when you see people down and out, don't just assume they're lazy. What got them there? Depression is real and spiritual warfare is real. So extend a little grace to people. Be nice. If you can provide a solution to somebody's problem, don't ask questions. And if you notice something about somebody's life publicly, inbox them. Okay? Inbox them. Don't write stupid stuff in their posts publicly. It's not your place. It's not. So that's all I have to say. So if you can help a homeless person, don't criticize them. If you think they're on drugs, buy them food and pray for them. Tell them, hey man, if you're on drugs, you're gonna come out. Try Jesus, okay? The drugs is not working for you, obviously. At this point, try Jesus. Give them a solution. Forget about the problem. If you have a solution, you give the solution. Okay? Like me, I'm a solution based person.